That was Holiday by Madonna, and indeed it was a 6 minute track singing about holidays because you have tuned in for the very last episode of the Conversation Club live on Slim Radio for the season Spring Summer 2026. My name is Hannah, and I'm going to be your host for one more hour and a half before we are packing our things and going on holiday. At least, I would hope so. Now, holidays, end of seasons, end of school, that got me a little bit nostalgic. Well, I was planning to, what I was going to be talking about here today. I had to think back about season endings when you were a child, when you were in school, when you were having the last recital of your dance or hobbies or, music, whatever it may be, and just how important those days actually were. And that's not something that we necessarily experience anymore, at least not if you're working in the corporate world in Amsterdam, I feel like. Because the concept of Euro summer, at least in Southern Europe, you close down the offices for a full month, doesn't really seem to exist here. And in the northern parts of the Europe where I'm from, in Finland, you also kind of close down the offices for the entire month of, let's say, July, and the more south you go, it's more like closing down August. But it doesn't really exist here anymore. And I think that's a bit of a shame, but perhaps it can be an inspiration for us all to at least try to plan in a little holiday or plan in some weeks of getting offline, getting off work. Because apparently you do need up to 3 weeks of no work to be fully reset. And I understand that is actually a privilege for sure, and not everyone can do that, but I thought we would take a look a little bit about how the North Europeans do it in the summer times to get a little inspiration, perhaps also to implement into your own summer holidays. So I'm from Finland, and I remember very vividly my summers when I was a kid. And in Finland, actually, it is very common to have a summer house. It's not a luxurious thing. I don't want to say everyone has a summer house because that's not true, but like literally way more than half of the population have a summer house. It's called mökki, which translates to a cottage, normally next to a lake or next to the sea, somewhere in the forest, somewhere in nature. And after the schools end, I'm of course speaking from my own personal experience, but after the schools end sometime end of June, actually beginning of June, you just pack your things and you go there with your car, with your family, and you just kind of camp there for the upcoming 5 weeks. My parents also had a long summer holiday. They also joined me after midsummer, and midsummer is sometime, I think, 21st of June. And after that, we just spent the days at our summer house. My summer house was located close to the lake in a tiny village called Hämeenkyrö. And the house was actually the old house or the house where my dad used to grow up. And I can just remember going there, waking up, walking out, barefoot in the grass, sun is shining. For some reason, I feel like sun was always shining in the childhood. I don't know if that's actually really the case, but I feel like it was always sunny in the summers when I was a kid. And it was just a beautiful nature, and we had a separate sauna, and it was in the middle of the nature and forest. I remember very vividly as well, we had all kinds of vegetables and a garden and berries and apples and everything growing on the trees there. And you would go perhaps fishing, or you would go swimming for the day. And on one particular day, you would also go to an amusement park. And it was all just so much fun. And you really had a separate summer time versus your work, school, hobbies. And I remember when I started to work here in the corporate job in the Netherlands, I was so shocked to discover that, what do you mean you have 25 holiday days? And at my particular company, you couldn't even take more than 2 weeks holiday in a row if you weren't going on your honeymoon. So I remember it feeling very strange and very restrictive. And I didn't really like it. And now I'm self-employed, so I'm always working. I actually don't have a holiday. But that is one goal of mine, something that I really want to work on, to have a full long holiday this summer as well. Because I think when you work for yourself, you never work a day in your life, that's what they say, but actually you end up working pretty much all the time. And there are periods in life. Sometimes you really gotta hustle, other times you can take times off, and I'm in a hustle period of my life, which is okay, but I'm just looking forward to having a moment where I can really take out a holiday, even though I'm self-employed. I wanted to play you a track that really reminds me of my childhood in Finland. I haven't played any tracks in Finnish in this season yet, but this one will be in Finnish. It's called Asfaltti polttaa, which means the asphalt is super hot. And it's describing this very beautiful sunny summer day when you're just driving down the road on a road trip, beautiful women everywhere in dresses, and life is just good. So we're gonna listen to Asfaltti polttaa. It's by a band called Tehosekoitin. I'm sure that doesn't say anything to any of you. It means actually mixer. Enjoy. That is definitely childhood nostalgia for me, and I hope you also got swung away somewhere on the road. And as you might know, or as you might notice if you're watching this, I'm not wearing my sunglasses, and that was I tried to make them my trademark because I thought they looked cool, and then you don't have to worry about how your eyes are looking like while you're on camera, because it's kind of unnatural to be on camera for a very long time. But my mom, she told me that it's not really looking very friendly. So that's why you're seeing my eyes now. So mom, if you're watching, you're welcome. But anyway, we're gonna take it back to the topic of Euro summer, because I recently rewatched an iconic Euro summer, in my opinion at least, movie, Call Me By Your Name. It is a couple of years old, I'd say, but I still really vividly remember seeing this movie in the theater, and I was very touched by it, and I cried in the end. And I rewatched it, and I cried, and I rewatched it again, and I cried again. I think it's such a beautiful movie, and if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor and go watch that movie. It's with Timothée Chalamet before he became super arrogant. So it is worth a watch, and it's with Armie Hammer as well, before it came out that he was a cannibal. So, you can enjoy it without thinking about these men and what they're doing in 2026. Anyway, maybe try to separate the art from the artist. So it's situated in southern Italy, and it's about a young boy and his professor family, and they live in this beautiful, big villa / house. It's situated in 1983, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it's really that kind of epitome of European slow, hazy summer days. They are obviously 80s without really any internet or cell phones or whatever. They are just spending their days by the pool, waking up, eating peaches, breakfast, reading, talking. In the evenings, they're hosting dinner parties with friends, and the young people are going to the city village or to the village to party and dance in the night, and they just repeat it all over again, every single day. And I feel a little bit sad that that's not something that I'm gonna experience. I mean, now going to a villa somewhere in Southern Europe, you know what, I'm gonna take it back. I will experience that, but that idea of being able to just leave somewhere and spend a month there and meet new people that you can kind of become friends with because you're both there for a month, I think that's kind of a little bit a blast from the past. And I've been speaking with friends of mine who are from the Balkans or from Greece, and they can really relate to that childhood memory of leaving the city for a month, going to the islands or going to the mountains and spending time there. Of course, we didn't know how good we had it back in the day. So you would actually be kind of bored back in the day, and you would be bored of eating the fresh produce there. You would want to have, I don't know, McDonald's or whatever, but we didn't know how good we had it. And there's another movie called Tzatziki. It's kind of, I don't think anyone knows what I'm talking about except maybe my sister, or if you're from Sweden. But it's essentially this Greek boy, and he also goes always from Sweden to Greece for the summer and spends it there with the father's side of the family. And for some reason that also really left a mark on my head, and I still have a dream to go to Greece and spend a month there, a little bit like Mamma Mia as well, and just immerse yourself in that world and not be on top of what's going on back home. And something I've spoken a lot about in my show is that, problem we have with our phones, that we are so addicted to our phones, and how we no longer live life where we are at, but we are constantly updating ourselves to what's going on in all the other places as well. So I do think a little life hack would be, if you go somewhere on a holiday, if you just kind of log off as well and fully stay present in wherever situation or location you are at. I think that's kind of one way to at least try to achieve what I'm talking about with that Euro summer. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do as well. And if I can lay out my dream scenario, which hopefully is possible, I will of course visit Finland this summer, visit my family there, which I always do. My friends have arrived back from America and they are based in Paris, so I'm gonna go to Paris and hopefully also to South France with them. And mind you, this is of course a very privileged thing to do because I can work from anywhere, and if I pay my flights or trains or whatever, then I will have free accommodation, and that's of course a huge privilege, and you will cut costs by that. So a tip is to get international friends, then you can have always somewhere to stay. Hopefully I can also visit another friend of mine in Spain, and hopefully also a little road trip through Europe. Hopefully, all of those dreams will become reality. But anyway, I just have to put my mind to it and plan it, and I think I can make my own Eurosummer dream come true. We're going to listen to another track before we dive into other topics of the day, and this one is also definitely giving Eurosummer. It's called Ooh La 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 by 2A Visa.
There is a melody bumping in my head, into my life and into my dream. I see the people jumping in the street, and everybody just dance and sing. And everybody just dance and sing. And everybody just dance and sing. Oh, 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 la, oh, oh, la, oh, la, 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 oh, la, 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 oh, la, 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 oh, la, 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 oh, la, 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 oh, la, 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 oh, la, 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 oh, la, la, la. There is a melody bumping in my head, into my life and into my dream. I see the people jumping in the street, and everybody just dance and sing. I see the people in the streets, they're jumping, yeah, they're bumping. Oh, there's a melody, oh, the perfect melody. Everybody come with me. Everybody dance with me. Everybody come with me. Everybody dance with me. Oh, oh, la. Everybody come with me. Oh, oh, la. Everybody dance with me. Oh la 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 la, oh la la la, oh la 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 la, oh la la la, oh la 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 la, oh la la la, oh la 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 la, oh la la la, oh la 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 la, oh la la la, oh la 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 la, oh la la la.
Ooh la la, that was definitely something that I want to be dancing to in the summer. And I've had the pleasure of visiting Ibiza as well twice, and I had a blast. But one time I was very lucky to be invited there and I had access to all the cool places, and another time I was visiting a friend who lived there. So I don't know if I would say Ibiza is a place to go if you're on a budget and don't know where to go. So that's why I don't want to discriminate any European, beach town or sea town or lake town or place, because Eurosummer you might just think about like Cannes, Ibiza, Saint-Tropez or whatever, but that's not the case. Try to support your local, smaller villages, islands, travel inside of the country as well. And before this episode, I actually asked some of you to send in some questions, and I'm gonna answer them as we go. And one question was actually, is it really that bad to fly? And I think the question was, is flying actually really bad for the environment? And I would say, if the environment that you're going to visit with your flight is blessed by you being there, then no, it's not bad for the environment. No, but jokes aside, of course, I don't think it's smart to have private jet plans and fly everywhere. I'm a big train girl, so if you can go by train, please do. From Finland, you unfortunately can't go with train anywhere else than Finland and St. Petersburg, but now you can't even go to St. Petersburg because of the war in Russia and Ukraine. But in Central Europe, the train is your best friend. I've gone with train to Munich I actually had to fly to, but I went to Cologne, I went to Antwerpen, to Brussels, to Paris, to London. I've been to a lot of cities in the Netherlands, and you can actually just take the train and go to the beach here in the Netherlands as well. And as you've seen, hopefully, on the weather forecast, the temperature is rising and it's going to be a super hot weekend. So our Eurosummer starts this weekend, and I want to encourage everyone to do something fun. I'm going to go to the beach on Friday and another beach on Saturday because my friends have a beach house. So I'm really looking forward to that. So don't feel discouraged, honestly, in this economy, if you can't travel to a specific destination that, you might see everywhere on Instagram, because trust me, there is cute spots all around Europe that are not yet discovered. So take a look on the map what's possible. If you can take a train somewhere, if you can visit a friend that lives somewhere, you can truly make your own little Euro trip, your own little Euro summer dreams come true, much more closer to home as well. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about my latest conversation club that we hosted live, actually in real life with people on Monday, because I think the topic was very interesting. We were talking about the economics of dating in the patriarchy and why a feminist necessarily shouldn't split the bill 50-50. And I wanted that title to ruffle some feathers because I'm all about creating a little conversation and a little discussion. And I hosted this together with He4She, which is a feminist organization at the University of Amsterdam. And the event took place at Café Crea, which is at Routers Island, the campus, in which I also graduated 8 years ago. So it's been a lot of nostalgia this week in general. Season endings, going back to the university campus, and I feel like I'm stepping into a new era of my life anyway. So it's nice to take a moment to think back, reflect back on, and, just feel grateful for where you are right now before you're jumping into your next chapters. But anyway, the event, it was a really cute success. And I thought I would take you with me a little bit on my train of thought if a feminist should split the bill 50-50. Now, before we go into today's day and age, we need to look back a little bit. Of course, feminism started as a response to women being oppressed. And I think the first wave of feminism was very important, and we got a lot of rights for women. That feels crazy to think about now. Like, we couldn't get a mortgage 100 years ago. We couldn't have a credit card. There was no pill. We couldn't do an abortion legally. All these crazy things. A woman was essentially worth nothing in a society if she wasn't married to a man. And I've been talking about that earlier in my show as well. I'm reading The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir, which is an absolute feminist manifesto I think everyone should read. It explores topics such as, why is the woman the other? Because for us women, the man is the other. So why is the whole patriarchy and the society built around the notion that the woman is the other? That's very unfair. So of course, women had been oppressed, women had felt like they weren't heard and seen, which was the case. And the first wave of feminism really granted us some basic human rights, such as voting, having our credit cards, having our bank accounts, having our voice, being able to, dress how we want to be dressing. There are these crazy statistics that you can still look up. Like, I think it was in 1994 that it became illegal to rape within a marriage, or somewhere in Switzerland. It was way later that some other rights for married women were granted. So of course I understand that there is power in women paying. There's power in having the option to pay. Also in dates, because previously women were very dependent on men. And if you're very dependent on someone, you can unfortunately be in very dangerous situations. So that is kind of laying the base of it. Now, ever since then, women have gotten educated, we're getting our degrees, we're getting our salaries, and we are still doing all the unpaid labor. We are taking care of elders and women statistically way more than men. We are carrying a lot of the emotional labor, and we, of course, are required to look a certain way, putting a lot of money on our appearances because the standards for women are way higher than for men. So all of these into account, there's a lot of costs that women have to pay, financial or in other ways, that we should take into account when discussing an equal or progressive split of the bill. So if you're going on a date, the woman, first of all, is risking her life. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go a little bit dark because statistically, there's a lot of violence against women. The woman is expected to put on a nice clothes, have makeup, look a certain way, maybe arrive them with an Uber if she feels unsafe. That's already costs adding on. Statistically, we're also earning less money. And if we look a little bit further down the line, you never know what's going to happen if you want to have kids, if you bear a child for 9 months, if you are, losing your job because of that, how your career is getting impacted, how your pension is getting impacted by going through pregnancy. So this all leads me just to feel very baffled if a man wants to split the bill with you on a first date. Because unfortunately, that is still the case. And a lot of men nowadays don't find pride in providing and taking care of women. And I think actually I used to be of the opinion that I want to go 50-50. That's the most independent and the most equal way to go on about it. And I'm from Finland, and I don't know if it's the cultural thing there, but women and men are pretty equal in society. Of course, there are still inequalities, but essentially we are equal. And I think that kind of way I was raised, not just by my parents, but by the society in general, is that, you want to make sure that you're independent. And for me, being independent meant having my own money, paying, and I would feel even insulted if someone would be like, let's split the bill. Now, later on, after I had all the other realizations, I'm like, I'm absolutely not splitting the bill with you if you want to romantically ask me out on a date. I think it's absolutely ridiculous and absolutely not something I would recommend any woman to do. So I actually thought that the progressive choice was to split the bill. But now I think that the actually progressive choice is to let the man pay, because there are reparations to be paid. Reparations for all the years women have been underpaid, oppressed, robbed from experiences, opportunities, and just the same rights, essentially. So that is my hot take of today. Feminists don't split the bill 50-50. Feminists let the men pay the bill. We're gonna go to another track, and I'm thinking which one I want to be listening to. Let's go for this one. It's by French Affair, and it's called Sexy, kind of suitable for the dating scenario.
You're so sexy, sexy, sexy. I need your love, I need no hesitation. You're so sexy, sex, sex, sexy. Feel me now and stop the conversation. No, 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 don't stop the desire. No, 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 no. No, 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 higher, baby, higher. No, 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 no. ce que tu aimes. Dis-moi tout, je le jurerai. Sexy, sexy. I can't find what I'm feeling. You got me broken and reeling, like in a movie scene. But I know you are real, are real. You're so sexy, sexy, sexy. Be my lover, be my inspiration. You're so sexy, sexy. Physical and logical temptation. No, don't stop, keep it going. No, stop your body flowing. No. So sexy, sexy. I need your love, I need no hesitation. You're so sexy, sexy. Feel me now and stop the conversation. Feel me now and stop the conversation. Feel me now and stop the conversation. You're so sexy.
That was Sexy by French Affair. And just a little footnote here. I'm obviously talking about my personal opinions, and I'm not taking into account how it is to date as another oppressed group, person of color, LGBTQ plus community. I'm just talking about me dating a straight white man who has a job. So that's kind of a little footnote. Also, if the person asks you out on a date, I think that person should be paying. I just wanted to lift a little new way of thinking about feminism, which necessarily doesn't look at the woman paying as the most progressive choice. And actually, it was a very interesting conversation. I'm very happy to have had two older men as well join the conversation club. They actually came all the way from Utrecht, and I loved their perspective. I loved having them there. And I'm all about, forming your own opinion, having a critical view on things, and staying educated. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. So hopefully that raised some questions and thoughts and feelings, because everything that just falls flat and feels like neutral doesn't really do anything with me anyways. So yeah, progressive feminists, let the man pay. And by the way, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have your money. You should be making your own money. I'm just saying you shouldn't be paying for a man. Anyway, I had another question come in from one of my listeners, and I'm keeping them anonymous by the way, she was asking me to unpack what the hell we can do about feeling overwhelmed, especially as a freelancer. You want to be doing great at your job, you want to be doing great as a friend, as a girlfriend, as a partner, as a sister, and when everything just feels a little bit too overwhelming. And I was answering her saying, did I send this question in myself? Because I'm literally struggling with the exact same thing. And especially the last few weeks have been kind of heavy for me because I'm going through a transition phase. And transitions are always uncomfortable. And this is something that I stand by, that discomfort is what is gonna make you take yourself to the next level. If you're comfortable, I'm not even gonna say the cliche that you all know, life happens outside of your comfort zone. But if you're just comfortable, you will never, ever, ever experience growth. Because growth means disruption, it means discomfort, it means, that's just part of the game. So I'm always trying to find a little comfort, first of all, in the fact that, okay, if I'm feeling overwhelmed or uncomfortable, I know that I'm doing something right. However, of course, in the era of information overload, freelance careers, portfolio, social media, things that need to be updated, it can be very overwhelming. And I know that burnout is a real thing and you definitely need to input some structure. So what I have been doing is that I have really had to take a look at how I prioritize things. The fact is, you can't do all at once. Someone said, you are underestimating how much you can do in your lifetime but overestimating how much you can do in one day. I'm going to say it again because it is very important to hear. You're overestimating how much you can do in one day, and you're underestimating how much you can do in your lifetime. So start to prioritize. What do I need to do today? Like if you wake up and you feel like, oh my gosh, I have all these things I have to do, and be a good friend, and go for dinner, and the party, and the deadline, and go work out, and post on social media, and answer the emails, yada, 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 yada. I'm sure you can always prioritize. What do I need to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? And what am I going to do Friday? Maybe you also need to do some cuts. You can't do everything. Okay, maybe you have to skip that dinner, or maybe you have to say no to that unpaid job opportunity. Something else that I recently started to do, I'm not going to take credit for it because it was someone who was actually talking about this on social media. And I really, really loved what they were doing. So they were saying that every single day, by the end of the day, you should write down 4 things. And I've done it for the last week, and I can seriously say that it's been very nice. So at the end of the day, you are writing down what went well, and you're writing down what could have gone better, and you're writing down what you're grateful for, and you're writing down what you're looking forward to. Now let's break that down. So starting with writing down what went well. Especially for me, that has been a bit of a game changer lately because I'm constantly raising my own bar, and I'm constantly feeling like I'm not there yet where I want to be. But of course, I'm not there where I want to be because every week I raise my own bar. But that's also leaving me feeling kind of disappointed. Not disappointed, but like not that I'm sitting down and being proud of what I achieved in one day, because it's a lot what I achieve in a day. So start by taking a look at what went well, because I'm sure there's every single day something that is going well. Or if there's not anything that's going well, then you can take a little look at yourself in a mirror and ask, okay, what do I really need to change? But it could be a small thing like, okay, I pitched my idea to a new client, or I was a good friend, or I made a really nice meal, or I went for the workout. It doesn't have to be crazy. But also sometimes it is like, oh my gosh, I recorded a radio show, or I got featured in this publication. But just write down those small things, and you're going to start to really see the little progress that you're making, because you need to be looking at the progress, no matter how big or small. You need to be looking at the progress that you're making. Now, the second thing that you're looking at is what could have gone better. That's something as well that I think is important to look at, because every now and then, you might fall in a little loop of, okay, I don't know what it could be. I'm just pulling out of my head, like you're doom scrolling, or you're putting things off, or you're not eating well, or you're skipping the workout all the time. Now, if you every night write down the same thing, I'm pretty sure that you're going to get motivated to do something about it. A little bit the same way as the first point. So if you're seeing every single day that, okay, I'm doom scrolling, you want to do it better, you're more likely to also do something about it if you just recognize it. And the third thing is gratitude. I think it's been a hype for a while. A hype, that's the word I'm using now, coming from like the era of social media, but I guess it's also the base of religions and Buddhism and spirituality, just to start by feeling grateful for what you already have, because from a place of gratitude, you get to ask for more. And so every single day, this is the same as the point number 1, there are things to be grateful for. And you can say the same things all over again, but it's gonna make you see that things are not so bad. And okay, things might be very bad, but can you walk? Can you stand? Do you have a roof over your head? You're not a drug addict. Do you have a family? Do you have a friend? Do you have a job? Maybe you don't have all of that, but maybe you have 2 things. And then you have 2 things to be grateful for. And again, as I said, as long as you recognize what you already have, from that place, you get to ask for more. And the last thing is, no matter how dark it may be, you can look forward to something. So what are you looking forward to? That gives you a little bit like the motivation and, looking forward, okay, what's happening? So yeah, okay, maybe you're looking forward to the sun is shining this weekend, or oh my God, I'm going to have a dinner with my friends, or I'm going to get published, or whatever it might be. So just write down what you're looking forward to. And I think those 4 points are a really nice way to end your day and it will kind of set you up for a moment of reflection and a moment to reflect on your success, your downfalls, or let's say not downfalls, but what you can do better. Let's phrase it positively, and what you already have, and all the nice things that are coming up in the future. It always gets me kind of excited. So yeah, I actually wrote down indeed doom scrolling. I know I'm speaking about it a lot, but I'm also falling for that every now and then. But actually, since I wrote it down 2 days in a row, I was like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm quitting that. And at least for now, I've been having less screen time. So it worked for me. We're gonna go into our next track, and I thought we're gonna do a little feel-good track. It is called Moving On Up, because no matter where you are in life, you can always move up.
You've done me wrong, your time is up. You took a sip from the devil's cup. You broke my heart, there's no way back. Move right out of here, baby, go on, pack your bags. Just who do you think you are? Stop acting like some kind of star. Just who do you think you are? Take it like a man, baby, if that's what you are. 'Cause I'm moving on up, you're moving on out, moving on up. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up, you're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. They brag a man has walked in space, but you can't even find my place. There ain't nothing you can do, 'cause I've had enough of me, baby, being part of you. Just who do you think you are? This time you've gone too far. Just who do you think you are? Take it like a man, baby, if that's what you are. 'Cause I'm moving on up, you're moving on out, moving on up. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up, you're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, you're moving on out. Moving on up, nothing can stop me. Moving on up, you're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. Moving, moving, moving. Nothing can stop me. Moving, moving. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me.
Moving On Up by M People, and this actually is a track that also reminds me a lot of my childhood. I had the M People CD, and I was always just vibing to this track, and I still do. So just to repeat, if anybody wants to write down these 4 questions that I'm doing every single night, not taking credit for it. I can't remember who posted the original video, so shout out to someone. But anyway, number 1, what went well today? Number 2, what could have gone better? Number 3, what am I grateful for? And number 4, what am I looking forward to? So those 4 questions every single night, and yeah, maybe you'll see a little progress, a little more gratitude, a little bit more good feelings about what's going on. Because if you have big dreams, if you have big goals, day to day, it might seem like you're not moving the needle, but you are moving the needle every single day as long as you are putting one foot in front of the other and you're putting in the work. And you can only connect the dots sometimes in retrospect. So sometimes it might seem like you're running around in circles and you're doing a million things. I feel like that too. But now when I start to look back, I'm like, oh, and this thing led to that thing. And it kind of makes sense now. But in the moment, it didn't make sense. But in retrospect, it makes sense. So let's move on up, people. I wanted to touch upon another tip that I live by or swear by. And it's kind of my mantra, or this is now my go-to answer. I was recently interviewed for a platform, and they were asking me about my entrepreneurial journey. And they asked me, what's the best advice you've ever heard, or what's the advice? And my answer was, increase your surface area for luck. Especially in the age of technology and social media, it's a little bit of a coin with 2 sides. Because on the one hand, you can increase your visibility online, but you also have to do it offline. So you really have to go out there and be visible, and you have to do things. So how can you increase your surface area for luck? You have to ask for things, you have to try new things, you have to go out there, say yes to all kinds of crazy experiences. Essentially, the surface area for luck. So luck is not something that just happens if you're sitting around at home. No, you have to put yourself out in different situations. So the more you spread out your visibility, your presence, your voice, your physical, appearance, the more likely it is that you're going to get lucky. Because you know the saying, right place, right time. And that's really, really the true case. And the last 3 years that I worked as a freelancer, I really learned the value of network and just like go to places and be at parties and say yes to people's events, because the chances are very high that you're going to meet someone there. And it just takes one right person to know what you're doing. And this is something I learned way later on. Like, you have to know what you need and know what you want and ask for it, because I used to be that person that I didn't really know and I didn't dare to ask, even though I'm very skilled and I'm very confident in many ways. If you don't know and if you don't ask, chances are high that you're not going to get it. So what I've done lately is I just absolutely cold emailed, cold DM'd, asked for things, and I barely didn't get a negative response. Everyone always loves to hear from you. Everyone loves to, like, not maybe if you're asking them for money, but like, oh, reach out with the collaboration, have some thought behind it. If you can think that this could benefit them, or if you want to have a coffee, or if you say, hey, I really look up to your career, could we have a coffee? Can we have a chat? I've also gotten those DMs, and I'm super happy to have a coffee with someone. I'm super happy to help people out, and vice versa. So just more collaboration and increase your surface area for luck. Be everywhere as you can, and put your work out there, put yourself out there. I'm feeling that that's kind of the next phase in my career as well. So really focusing on that visibility, because also if you just do your work and no one sees it, unfortunately, you're not going to get the opportunity. So maybe, hopefully, I'm inspiring someone to put some work out there. And one more thing that came to mind. I'm now really in the train of thought. You have to make something exist first and make it good later. This is my biggest learning. I have been the forever perfectionist. I used to be straight A student, and I was always, I think also because of my kind of upbringing, and I used to do competitive gymnastics and I played cello. So you're graded all the time. You have to be perfect. You can't, those 2 sports, you can't freestyle. You practice a piece or you practice your routine for hours and hours and hours and weeks and weeks and weeks. And then when it's perfect, you go and perform it, and maybe then you don't even get the full points. And then you're like, ugh. So it was never in my DNA to just like freestyle and hope for the best, because that was never the case. So anyway, I had to really learn to put things out there before you're ready. And especially as an adult, we are scared of failure. And now everything is recorded and everything is getting a response immediately. I think it's very, very scary to put things out there. So I'm not gonna put that under the table. It is very scary to put things out there. And as an adult, you know, I think, well, you know what? I will say shame on anyone who's laughing at someone trying, because since when did it stop being cool to try? It is very fucking cool to try. So go out there and try new things, and you have to put it out there and make it better later. Also, my whole idea actually with this radio show, just my friend was saying, oh, maybe you should have a radio show. Do I have experience? Nay. Did I apply? Yes. Did I hear back first? No. And then I was just kind of preparing for it somehow. And then eventually they were saying to me, hey, you're starting. And then, okay, when am I starting? Okay, next week. So I was ready. I mean, I wasn't fully ready, but I was trying to get myself in the mindset of, okay, if they say yes, I'm going to be ready. So get yourself ready. But did I feel ready? Absolutely not. Was my first radio program show a success? No. Please don't go and listen to that one. I wasn't really happy with that one. It's out there on the internet, but you know what? So what? Ever since then, you know, I became better. I'm having way more fun. I'm loosening up my script. I'm getting new opportunities. I'm meeting new people. So yeah, increase your surface area for luck. This became like a, how do you say, a preaching moment. I'm really feeling the topics now. But yeah, go out there, put your things out there, go out there and try new things. And I think that's one of my messages of today. We're gonna dive into another track because I need to have a sip of water, and I think you also deserve to listen to a couple of more tracks that I have on the playlist for today. And this one, just because who doesn't love Rihanna? This one is called Wild Thoughts by Rihanna and DJ Khaled.
Another one. We the best music. DJ Khaled.
I don't know if you could take it. No, you wanna see me naked. I wanna be a baby. Spinning in his red just like he came from Maytag. Rocket with it on the brown liquor. When I get like this, I can't be around you. I'm too little to dim down the night. Cause I can into things that I'm gon' do. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
Let's go.
I hope you know I'm for the taking. You know this cookie's for the bag. Kitty, baby, get her things to rest. Cause you done beat it like the 68 Jets. Diamonds are nothing when I'm rockin' with ya. Diamonds are nothing when I'm shining with ya. Just keep it white and black as if I'm your sister. I'm too hip to hop around, time to hit with ya. I know I get wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
I heard that pussy for the taking. I heard it got these other niggas going crazy. Yeah, I treat you like a lady. Fuck you till you burned out, cremation. Make it cream, yeah, Wu-Tang. Throw that ass back, bouquet. Call me and I could get it, you say. I could tell you gone off the door, say. Oh, yeah. Careful, mama, why what you say? You talking to me like your new babe. You talking like you trying to do things. Now that pipe got her running like she Usain, baby. You made me drown in it, ooh, touche, baby. I'm carrying that water, Bobby Boucher, baby. And you know I'ma slaughter like I'm Jason. Busted, why you got it on safety? White girl wear shit on brown liquor. I probably shouldn't be around you. Cause you get wild. You looking like it's nothing that you won't do. What you won't do? Hey girl, that's when I told you.
When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
DJ Khaled.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
Boom, an absolute modern classic if you ask me. Wild Thoughts by Rihanna and DJ Khaled. I have another question that I've received from a girl, and she wanted me to talk about why women are kinda... Is it so bad to be a little bit whimsical and emotional and delusional, delulu, if you will? Like, is it so bad? Or, now there's been so much focus on personal development and studies and analysis, and there's definitely been this trend on social media where, we are talking about anxious and avoidant anxious and avoidant attachment style, and rules of dating and knowing your worth and value, and princess treatment, and if he doesn't do this, then blah 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 blah. But on the other hand, isn't it a little bit nice, and isn't it a little bit part of life to just be like daydreaming about that man that you saw once but he hasn't responded? Like, is it so bad? And a concept, or let's say a very theme of the now, is that optimization and automation and analysis and self-reflection and self-bettering, and we are trying to be these superhumans. So we're trying to be like following this strict diet and waking up at 5 and doing our journals and, not have screen time, but also post on social media and have your boundaries and protect your energy and only date this kind of person and that kind of person. And, like, if he doesn't answer you within X amount of time, then, fuck him. And while I do think it's good to have a little bit brain activity going on while you're dating and while you're, being a woman out there in a society, but on the other hand, I also feel like all the romantic movies, all the memoirs, all the books, all of these things, like, we have to also allow ourselves to feel. And I think if we are just letting ourselves analyze, overanalyze, and be super strict and hold our boundaries and do everything right, then it's a little bit boring. Perfect is actually a little bit boring. And this is the whole thing about friction maxing as well, which is a term I talked about last time. If everything is frictionless, then you're not alive. If everything is frictionless, you're literally a machine. So it's a very, very normal part of the human experience to feel a little bit uncomfortable. And I have been a huge romantic to a fault. And I had to do a little bit work on that because I was like delusional. I was Miss Delulu. So thank God for therapy. Thank God for, learning about anxious attachment styles and narcissistic people. But anyway, I think we still need to keep a little whimsy going on there. So please make sure that you also allow yourself to daydream, allow yourself to put yourself out there, put your heart out there, take a little risk, feel a little bit embarrassed, get rejected. Like, you will find out that it's not the end of the world, and you just don't have to take it so personally. But I mean, okay, let me say one thing. I don't want any girls out there to be stupid. I stand girls' rights and wrongs, but I don't want you girls going out there and being so delusional that you are like holding on to a situationship that is like a rock tied around your ankle, dragging you to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. No, I don't want to hear that. I want you to learn from your mistakes, but I also want you to make those mistakes. I want you to go out and live your lives. So to any girls listening, I'm speaking mainly to girls because girls, I love you. If you are, okay, I'm also going to say guys, I'm inclusive. Girls, guys, gays, everyone listening, please, I would hope that you're going to have, let's actually tie this back to the Eurosummer, like have that little romance. I was going to say have that affair. No, don't have that affair. I'm just reading a French book and there's affairs left and right. So maybe I'm a little bit influenced by that. No, don't have an affair, obviously not. But, have a little situation going on. Have a little summer romance. Have a little fling. Do you have to analyze, will this work when I am back in the city and this person lives on the other side of the country? No, you don't have to know it. Go out there and enjoy it and have a little fun. And this is kind of the red thread of my life now, that you have to go out and live it. And I actually think that this is kind of a beautiful way to end the season, and it ties all the topics we've been talking about today. It ties everything a little bit together. You need to go out and live your life. That means you increase your surface area for luck. That means you go out and take a risk. That means you go out and you're going to feel uncomfortable from time to time. But all of these things are going to become stories, memories, parts of you that's going to bring you character, that's going to bring you things to write about in your memoir, that is going to be making your life feel interesting. Because if everything is optimized, everything is frictionless, everything is one straight line, and everything is analyzed and perfect, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be very bored. So that's my hot take. You need friction, you need delusion, you need daydreaming, next to, of course, having your structures and goals in place. You have to find the perfect middle way, the golden triangle, no, what's the name? The golden thread, the red thread, the middle ground. We're going to listen to one more track, and we're going to listen to Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic, because that's one of my other favorite tracks. I love music, so I love a lot of tracks, and I'm going to put the whole playlist that I've used this season up on Spotify as well, so you can listen back if you ever need some fun tunes. But yeah, this one is called Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic. Just the first beats gets me going already. Dun, dun, dun. This is also in my road cycle class at the moment. Alright, I'm gonna mute my mic so you can enjoy this track.
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping. And the jam is pumping, look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that.
That was Technotronic Pump Up the Jam. And what an absolute classic and what a banger it is. We are coming towards the end of the show, and before we end it, I thought we would just reminisce a little bit about what all we have been talking about this season. We have been together for 8 episodes, I believe. And a funny thing I just heard was that a lot of podcasters stop after 7 episodes. That is kind of the cut off. So everyone have the energy to do 7 episodes, but after that apparently people stop producing. Well, hopefully you're gonna see me back next season, so we are gonna be carrying on with the Conversation Club live on Slim Radio. I'm not done yet, I still have things to talk about, but I think that also is a good reminder that, you know, if you want to make something worthwhile, first it's gonna feel nice, then there's gonna be kind of a moment where you're gonna be doubting yourself and you're gonna be starting to feel those struggles after that initial excitement and energy has died out. So don't let yourself be discouraged by that moment. Don't let yourself stop. If you really truly believe in what you're doing, if you really truly are having fun, or, you know, fun, you can also be having a struggle, but don't give up just because it feels a little bit hopeless or a little bit like a struggle at the moment. And as I'm saying these things, I'm realizing myself that, well, not with the radio show, but in general with my own freelancer and entrepreneur journey, that has been a little bit where I have been, because I've also been considering, should I go back to a 9 to 5 or what should I do? But lately I'm again feeling that upswing, and it truly goes like this. You work, and you fail, and you cry, and you work, and you cry, and you fail, and work, and you don't achieve your dreams yet, and you work. It's not there yet, you work, it's not there yet, work, bam, and you make it. So please remember that, keep on going, and what we talked about, you know, as long as you're making progress, you're making progress. Not asking you to make mega progress every single day. That's impossible and inhuman, and everything goes up and down in waves. But as long as you're making progress, as I told you, as you will be reflecting on your questions every night from now on, as long as you see that progress, keep it up and keep working. And stay in your own lane, essentially. I think it's very hard to not compare yourself to other people around you, but trust that divine timing, and everyone has their unique story to share. There's place for everyone to shine, especially I think now with, you know, social media and internet culture. There are so many opportunities for so many people, and it's not saturated yet. So whatever it is that you have been wanting to do, let this be your catapult into doing just that. Hopefully also you will be enjoying the weather this summer and this upcoming weekend, living out your ultimate European summer dream. Maybe go home and make yourself a nice little drink, an Aperol Spritz or a sangria or something that reminds you of the summer. Put on a nice little playlist. Previously in the show, I've also recommended to, you know, let the mood be set by a specific playlist, and maybe you're gonna put on like an Italian summer dream playlist, or like Parisian morning, or I don't know, Ibiza in the 90s, whatever playlist you want to be putting the mood. You can really curate that mood yourself by choosing the right music. Music is a very powerful tool for that. Or if you want to just, you know, reminisce about the show that we had together, I will be sharing my Spotify link as well with you after the show, so you can listen back to all the good tracks that I have been playing throughout this season. And this season, we started off with just introducing the Conversation Club, why I'm doing what I'm doing. After that, we've been talking about heated rivalry. Is romance back? We've been talking about the Wuthering Heights. We've talked about the perfect weekend. We've talked about Eurosummer. We've talked about the pressure women feel on beauty standards. We've had some guests. We've had my friend Dr. Lucy Hall, and we've had Marika here from the New Parlour. I'm trying to think back what else I've been talking about. I feel like I've been talking about a lot of things, and more, I'm just sitting here sharing some thoughts, sharing some moments of reflections I'm having throughout the week. And it's not scripted. It's called raw dogging, and that's what I'm doing. thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in, who has been listening to my show, who has watched my YouTube, who sent in questions. I'm trying to think if there was one more question that I needed to answer. Oh yes, there was one more question. I remember. Storm, you asked me, is Netflix dead? And my answer is yes, it's dead. I actually just canceled my Netflix subscription as well. I think we need to not subscribe to all the crazy streaming services. And I think the quality of the production on Netflix is so bad. Unfortunately, I've heard rumors that people are now writing shows with two-screen mentality. That means they're writing shows that are so dumbed down that people watching their screen, number one, which is their iPhone, can still follow the show. So if you're thinking, have the plot lines gone more stupid? The answer is yes, they absolutely have. So I canceled my Netflix subscription. I'm actually still just subscribing to HBO because HBO has my favorite shows like Girls and Sex and the City. And then you can just watch some more films from independent streaming services or go to a movie theater or something. So yeah, I would say that Netflix is actually dead. Also, the kind of color grading in the new productions are just so awful. And I don't want to look at another Instagram face on my Netflix screen. I don't want to see, someone play in a period piece with Botox and lip fillers. Like, babes, you don't belong in the medieval times. You don't belong in the medieval times. So those reasons are my motivation for saying that Netflix is dead. So that was the last question of today, and we're gonna finish up with one last track, and I wanna finish off with a good vibe, uplifting, hopefully shipping you off into your weekend. Normally I record this show on Thursdays. I'm aware it is a Wednesday, but hey, in Finland, Wednesday is actually called the Little Saturday. So I'm gonna head out, I'm gonna hit a terrace, I'm gonna have myself a drink, and I'm gonna have a lovely dinner later on, but I'm gonna celebrate the end of season 1 of the Conversation Club live on Slim Radio. I'm gonna cheers in Eurosummer, and I'm gonna cheers to all the progress that I have been making so far this year. Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah.
Racing, my body blazing. I feel